أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ففهمنا سليمان وكلنا آتينا حكما وعلما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحانك لم وحنانيك ألم لا تنسني ولا تنسني الحمد لله أفضل الحمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وسائر النبيين والصالحين وسلم الموفقني واهدني وسددني واجمع لي بين الصواب والثواب وعذني من الخطأ والهرمان آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to our daily episode of questions and answers. I'm your host Amjad Muhammad, and I will be with you inshallah for the remaining of this 45 minutes or so till we get to 8 p.m. Hopefully now you've remembered that this is back, it's live, and you can call in on 01274 214299. Now I know there's many of you out there that's enjoying the good weather, sat outside in the garden, supping on a cool drink or whatever it is that you're doing, or maybe going to the park, just have a little run around. But don't forget, you can take Iqra TV with you. If you have your smartphone with you or some kind of tablet device or even a laptop, easy to go to iqra.tv and you can watch us live from wherever you are. So if you can't be inside to watch Iqra TV, then take Iqra TV wherever you are. Okay, so inshallah, and then you've got a mobile. You don't have to use the same mobile to make the calls with. Use another number to make the call to 01274 214 299. Okay, so those are the numbers, that is the number rather, those are the numbers. I was listening to radio early this morning, and it was saying that there's supposed to be a massive heat wave coming our way on Monday, but Tuesday I think it's supposed to get up to like 35 plus degrees Celsius. I don't think we've experienced something like that for a long time, not as far as I can remember anyway. But hopefully that 35 degrees plus will be down south, so we will only get a little bit of it, but I can still see it being maybe in the early 30s, so it's going to be a warm, well, I say warm, more like a hot start to the week. So make sure you're hydrated properly, and make sure if you're indoors, especially in the peak time from about 11, 12 o'clock up until about 2, 3 p.m. Not a good idea to be out in the sun, especially if you've got young children. Don't leave them out in the sun at that time. And if you have to go out, don't forget to apply some sunscreen, I think it is, just to make sure that you don't get any unwanted rays onto your skin and can cause some damage. Anyway, that's the medical advice done. Next, let's turn to some questions. And I have some questions on my forum, so I will answer those. But in the meantime, please do call on 01274 214 299. So let's see what's come in so far. So I know some of these are a little bit dated because I've not had a chance really to answer some questions, but I think the answers are still valid because A, they get recorded on here, and B, they get recorded and appear again on Iqra TV's YouTube channel, which is surprisingly called Iqra TV, and therefore you can pick up these questions any time in the year. So Assalamu alaikum, I would like to know if I am doing Qurbani and I trimmed my nails today as I forgot. Is it a sin, or is it only 3 days before Qurbani we are not supposed to trim nails? Do we need to pray Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik Labbaik La Sharika Lak Labbaik? If yes, when can we pray, or only those are gone for Hajj? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Those people who intend to do Qurbani, then when Dhul Hijjah starts, they should avoid clipping their nails and cutting their hair. I appreciate that this answer has come a little bit late for you, but I have mentioned to you all on this group and other forums that I appear daily on Iqra TV. I was appearing daily between 2 till 4 p.m. During the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, but my normal time is between 7 and 8 p.m. And that is widely available. It's available on Iqra TV on the internet. It's available on the Sky channel 742. So therefore, there's no real excuse to miss it. And therefore, those questions all to do with Qurbani, we covered in the 9 days of Dhul Hijjah from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. UK time. Obviously, now I'm going to answer this question, which is a bit delayed, but please do try to watch Iqra TV, because that's when I will be on there. Usually I'm on there on a daily basis, and so therefore you can get your questions answered. So when the Dhul Hijjah starts, and those people who are intending to do qurbani, then they should not cut their nails, nor should they remove their hair. It's better, obviously, that when you're in Dhul Qa'dah, that you clip your nails short and you remove whatever hair you want to remove, so that at least it doesn't grow too long for the 9 days. Once your qurbani is done, then you can remove your nails and cut your hair. It is not a sin as such if you were to do so. It is mustahab, praiseworthy, meaning that if you did do it, you would be rewarded for it. With regards to your second question, that do you need to pray labbaik Allahumma labbaik? No, this is talbiyah is for the people who have gone to perform Hajj. Assalamu alaikum. I pray you and your family are well. I read here that any bari on the nails will invalidate the ghusl. I just realized that on the side of one nail there was a tiny bit of nail polish. Do I need to renew my ghusl and the salah I prayed? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you feel that that nail polish has acted as a barrier and has not allowed water to reach your nail, then yes, remove that amount of nail polish and then make ghusl and make your salah. It is better to not apply nail polish for that very reason, because it's not easy to remove. Even when you apply nail polish remover, there's always in some places it gets left behind. So it's better to avoid. And as I understand it, there are alternatives available. Assalamu alaikum. While doing programming or while reading the problem statement, sometimes I feel problematic. As sometimes the writer of the program problem is a non-Muslim, he writes something that I don't like. As an example, on Christmas the Santa Claus wanted to do this or that. Then there will be a huge description that you need to understand and solve. Sometimes by reading the problem description I get confused. Is something written there which is shirk? Something there is not, because most of the time that's just like a math trick that you need to solve. But sometimes I keep thinking and can't find if there is anything written, something which can be any shirk. Example 2, if the number fulfills the following conditions, then it's lucky, otherwise that's unlucky. Check the conditions and identify if the given number is lucky or unlucky. I know there is a hadith mentioned there is nothing as lucky or unlucky. That was something, example 3, that was something related to time machine. As we know that no one can know the future, only Allah knows that. None has the ability to visit the future. So is this something that is problematic? The question which goes like this, I don't like these kind of problem descriptions. In general, I usually ignore these kinds of questions when I'm practicing. I try to do some other one. But sometimes when I'm in a contest, by avoiding that I lose marks, at that time I get confused what to do. Also, whilst practicing, when the coach chooses one hand-picked problem from thousands, that because in that problem there is a trick. The coach wants to teach us that. One of my university teachers once said to me, you need to understand you are just studying and there is no shirk. But still my heart was not convinced, so I've asked you, am I sinful if I solve these kinds of questions for practicing or during my contest? Also, I am like a daughter to you. I hope you notice that. I get confused while thinking what is shirk and what is not. Also, I get these questions while studying and hamper my studies sometimes. So how can I handle these questions? Also, what can I do that I don't have these questions in the future? If there is any suggestion, I would like to know. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear sister, my dear young lady, you are just overthinking things, and there is nothing in here that you need to be concerned about. None of this is shirk. These are just questions being asked, hypothetical questions for you to be able to program and deal with certain issues which may come up. As to how you can deal with it, then it seems that you may be suffering from OCD of some sorts. For that, you need coaching. For that, you need some kind of intervention. You need some counseling. That will be the only way, unless you can try to self-practice counseling on yourself. That is a possibility, but otherwise, it's best if you seek help. Otherwise, this will continuously stay with you. And sometimes by answering your question, I am further making it a problematic. So sometimes I will see your question, I won't answer it for the very reason because all this will do is reciprocate and just generate another query from you. Assalamu alaikum Ustad. Can you assist in this query? If a family of 7 siblings wanted to do qurbani of a sheep or a goat, if it was done in the mother's name, but the 7 siblings share the cost of the qurbani and also share the meat out between them, would this be allowed? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It depends what you mean when you say it was done in my mother's name. If you mean that your mother booked it, If you mean by that your mother booked it, then there's no problem. But if you mean by that the whole animal was given as a qurbani in the name of your mother so that she had 7 shares, then there's a problem. So you need to get clarity in terms of what happened here. If, for instance, you all gave money and you all said to whoever was given the responsibility to organize this, that this is my share, this is my share, this is my share, as in each sibling said that, each one of your brothers and sisters said that, and the person just forgot the names of all you children and just put it on the name of your mother, then there's no, for administrative purposes, then there's no harm in it. So if it's for administrative purposes, it's not a problem. But if this is for the purpose of assigning the shares to a person and they've assigned all 7 shares to your mother, then that is a problem. I'm thinking it is the former, that was just for administrative purposes. But if you can get that confirmed, then you will know the answer. A, if it's for administrative purposes and your shares have been counted as yours, then there's no harm. If, however, the whole animal has been given in your mother's name as qurbani, then there is a problem. Assalamu alaikum, Ustaz. Please can you tell me if the colored water that drips out of your hair is najis? Dyed hair, rinsed hair first with water and then washed hair twice with shampoo and once with conditioner. Notice when water dripped from hair onto the colored tiles. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hair dye is not najis. If hair dye was najis, we wouldn't be able to put it in our hair. So first you have to ensure that your dye is not najis. If your dye is not najis, meaning it doesn't have blood in it, or it doesn't have urine in it, or it doesn't have something which the Sharia considers an impurity. If it does not contain anything which the Sharia considers to be an impurity, then it is pure. Then even if it drips afterwards, it's not a problem. Think about it, it's in your hair and it's attached to your hair follicles, so that would be a greater problem than what was dripping out from it. And that looks like we have dealt with all the questions. Oh, here we go. Just when I said that, another question was there. Assalamu alaikum, Ufsab. Hope you are well. A woman of 70 plus age has the problem of passing gas after performing wudu. According to her, it doesn't happen in other times, but whenever she performs wudu, she suddenly starts breaking wind. There is no one to look after her as she lives with a family who are not her relatives, and it's very difficult for her to perform wudu every time the wudu breaks, because if she falls sick by catching cold or fever, there is no one to care for her, and also the family she stays with doesn't like her using too much water, and also due to physical weakness, it's very, very difficult for her to renew her wudu repeatedly. Will the masala of ma'zur apply to her? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan for your du'as. No, the mas'ala of ma'zur will not apply to her. She will need to make wudu each time. It just seems strange that she only passes wind when she makes wudu, but she does not pass wind the rest of the time. That seems strange to me. Maybe she's just overthinking it. Maybe she's not actually releasing any air, any gas, but she thinks she is, because it does not logically make sense that a person is, when they're not in the state of wudu, do not pass wind, but in a state of wudu, they do. There's no rational reason why they would do that unless it's a mental situation, meaning they just think that is the case. She would have to perform wudu when there is water there. So there's no legal dispensation based on the conditions that you have described. And that, alhamdulillah, covers all the questions on the ladies group. We do have some questions on the gents group that we will answer, inshallah, shortly. In fact, there's one there, and we will get to that in due course. The reason why I'm pausing is because we are now coming to the first break and only break that we have in the questions and answers session. So session one is complete, and we will start with session 2 inshallah after a break. I want to leave the number with you, 01274 214299. Please don't call now because we will be going for a break in about a minute's time, and therefore there'll be no one to answer your call, or there will be someone to answer your call, but then you will be placed on hold for a while. whilst we return back after our break. So best thing to do is maybe grab a cup of coffee, grab a drink, maybe think of a question. And inshallah, then what to do is call back after the break. We do have an email. I didn't share the email with you. We may need to dip into that email when we return if nobody phones, because my questions which are coming on the forum that I have are now finishing. We're now getting to complete. I have one question left on the gents group and then it is done, alhamdulillah. So therefore, we will see what questions we have gathered over the weeks since we have not been on air live and not had chance to go through the emails. So we will go through the emails. So the email address is Q&A, that's Q-A-N-D-A @iqra.tv. Q-A-N-D-A @iqra.tv. But I'm sure we will get at least a call. Surely we're due one now. If not, we're into tomorrow is the last day. See who can call me, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.